Hey guys, it's Sean from Indonesia. I'm here in Ubud, Bali. I decided to do an introduction video here, although I spent a few days in Seminyak and Canggu right before this. And I'm gonna actually walk, so I'm gonna try to take this introduction in one take. I'm gonna walk towards a gym. They have a daily membership here. And of course, this video is going to be mostly voiceovers at some point because I've taken many clips, but there's actually a lot of traffic noise and things like that, so I could not do any voice commentaries on the spot. So I'm going to be voiceovering some of my experiences here later. There's a lot of food places for the most part, some interesting sites. But I was here last year, exactly around the same time in July for a wedding, and things were very different back then. Things were very quiet and dead. I did find out this time that Canggu and Seminyak area was extremely vibrant. They have bounced back very quickly. Some people say they have reached like 75% of their capacity before COVID, so that's good. But Ubud here, I noticed that they are a bit slow in recovery. I guess because this is, I'm walking by this really narrow alleyway with a lot of plants on my, so this is the only access to the hotel. So, and I'll talk about the hotel later on in this video. I really like this place. But yeah, Ubud is a bit slow to bounce back. It is not the most popular destination in Bali, but Canggu is like mostly foreigners. It's very like party vibes. It's a lot of good food, but it is nowhere near authentic Bali. I really love here in Ubud. I arrived yesterday. There's some plant events that I'm covering tomorrow, so I'm going to a plant festival. I'm out of breath right now. I'm going to a plant festival nearby. So yeah, Ubud brings a smile to my face. It makes my heart sing. Sorry, so there's a bit of machine noise back there. But when you come to Bali, I definitely recommend for you to stop by these places, particularly Canggu and Ubud, for a huge contrast. Canggu represents the new Bali with a lot of modern amenities, really fantastic retail experiences, a lot of really good food and cheap. Somehow because there's a lot of consumption going on here. I think the restaurateurs can buy in volume, so there's a lot of creative food concepts, very healthy food selections, and all of them are pretty inexpensive. They're a lot cheaper than in Jakarta. I would say almost like 75%, maybe even 50% less than I would pay for in Jakarta. So that's really good. And apparently rental here is not expensive too. You could rent like a nice villa for a whole month in Seminyak for like 3 to 5 million Indonesian rupiah. So I don't know, I'm really tempted to kind of move here for a few months. And Ubud is even cheaper here. So yeah, this is a little alleyway in Ubud. There's someone coming by. And I'm actually going that way. There's like a small little gym. There's a jungle box. It's also another gym back there. I think it's for boxing or I don't know, for CrossFit. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar. Look it up if you're interested. But yeah, there's another car coming. So yeah, this is why I cannot record. Ooh, look at how tight that was. This is why I could not record most of my vlogs. So because a lot of places, especially in Canggu, it's like 100 times more busy than this. So Ubud is very quiet. You can actually see here, you know, the insects, and you can even hear the wind and the breeze around here. So this is very soothing. I'm only here again for 4 days in Ubud. So again, when you're coming to Bali, check out Canggu, check out Ubud for a huge contrast. They're both good experiences. Personally, for me, I'm an Ubud kind of person. Take some yoga classes and you know, there's a lot to experience here in Bali, and there's tons of attractions. Of course, I haven't been to these attractions in 10 years because I've been to those, and but people do come back to Bali often, not to visit those attractions. They come here to experience the vibrance of the city, the peace, or the party. I mean, the party scene in Canggu is really fantastic. So I'm going to close this introduction here. I'm going to go right ahead to voiceovering and showing you some of the sights and sounds here. And just to give you an idea of how much Bali has changed since COVID, I'm going to link the video up above of my 2021 Bali vlog, so you can, if you're interested to know the differences. And also Bali right now, there's a lot of construction going on. A lot of the restaurants did not make it during COVID, so they closed down, but something else opened up in its wake, and there's like a juice bar happening here. And so it's continuously growing and innovating and changing So come back soon in case you are thinking about coming to Bali, or if it's your first time, welcome, do come and visit. And there are a lot of choices here. You can stay really, really cheap, which I do, or you can stay at really fancy and expensive places. That's fine too. There's many, many different types of experiences. And it's starting to rain, so I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna start walking really fast towards the gym. The first place is the Pison or Pison Coffee. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but this is a very, very successful coffee shop. They actually have amazing bakery, breakfast, and of course the coffee. This place gets really, really packed, so you do come at weird hours. I was actually here with a friend at around 9 a.m. if I'm not wrong. This is the affogato if I'm not wrong. Again, this is which is avocado, espresso, and some vanilla ice cream. And then I've got the salmon bagel here, and my friend ordered like a breakfast set, and it was really, really delicious. Next up, there's the Beach Walk, which is a new mall in Kuta. It's very vibrant with a lot of fashion, beauty selections. And I'm at the food court here with the crab meat noodle, which is good. I do recommend visiting Bali Joe. It is a gay bar, but they're welcoming to all sexual orientations and all age groups. They put on a lot of good shows every night. It's fabulous, and people always had the best time. It's a lot of oldies as well as some new songs. And then next up here we have Nook. This is a very, very popular place to eat for lunch, brunch, and dinner for both international tourists and also for local tourists. They're always packed, but they managed to expand their operation over the few years, so they keep expanding in size, and their food selection is very stable. They're always consistently good, very good ambience, and there's a lot of doggies here because dogs are welcome here, so it's pretty nice. And the decor here is pretty good as well. Here's an example of a Balinese entrance for a house. They're very, very lavishly decorated. And if you're looking for something affordable and tasty in Seminyak, Little Inca is a little hidden gem. It's got pretty good ambience as well. The typical traffic of Canggu, it can get really, really hectic, and they don't really have a sidewalk, so you have to be really, really careful where you're walking, where you're going. Stayed at the Lemon Guest House in Canggu. It's very, very affordable and very comfortable and clean. I highly recommend it, although it is quite a ways to walk to the room. Here's a random bakery in a Mediterranean style in Canggu. Do follow Village Green on their Instagram. They do have deals sometimes, and this is 1,000 rupiah oysters per oyster with any drink purchase, which is a very good deal, and I did not have any stomach issues, so the oysters were fresh. And of course I ordered the Bloody Mary for the cocktail. Here's Superfood. It's a health store. They have a lot of healthy, delicious food, and the portions are actually really, really big, and the decoration here is fabulous. This is actually a bit of a walk inside Canggu, but it's worth exploring this area. And here is the Batu Bolong beach in Canggu. You could actually walk from here all the way to Seminyak, all the way to Kuta, and apparently all the way to Uluwatu as well if you have all the time in the world. But be careful, it does get dark at some point. So you just want to come here at sunset. A lot of hot people just staring at each other, a lot of people just chilling with their dogs. There's a lot of things happening here. It's really a good experience to come to this beach. And then here's Two Moods. It's kind of an Eastern European vibes restaurant. If I'm not wrong, I could be very wrong, but it's very, very delicious. It's kind of on the side of Canggu, but you could definitely motorbike or walk there. Here's Spud, a baked potato joint. And here is a speakeasy bar. You do need to find the password on your Instagram and do come early, but they have some of the best cocktails I've ever had. This one here, I don't remember the name, but it's really, really fabulous. It tastes amazing. The decor is good and the price is not that expensive here. Again, it does get crowded, so do come early. My sister and I decided to go to a nightclub just to see what it's like, because we've never really been to a nightclub in Bali, but the party scene here is very, very happening. Vault is probably not the largest nightclub by any means, but look at the production value here. We came on a hip-hop night, so it's actually not really my scene, but I was drunk and I danced my butt off. My sister actually left earlier, so I did stay a little bit on my own just to absorb all this positive energy, all this creative energy, and again, just to dance the night away. This is a really, really good place. I can imagine it being amazing on Saturday or Sunday nights. And here is Sensorium. This is one of the best restaurants, the most up-and-coming, trendy fusion restaurant in Canggu. But you do need to prepare 2 to 3 hour wait if you want to come here. They don't take reservations, so you do have to come and wait. But I arrived here at 10 a.m. just when they're opening up. So yeah, I didn't have to really wait. This is where we actually did our introduction video from. This is a Paras Villa in Ubud. Look at this view here. We're gonna show a little bit more clips later on along because I've stayed here for 3 days. And here's a tour of the room. There's a breakfast area where you can overlook the hills across. How nice is that? This is amazing. I will never ever forget this hotel. And it's not very expensive. I remember it's around 750,000 when I ordered it, but I know some friends told me later on that they tried to book it and it was a lot more expensive. Maybe because I posted a lot of photos on Instagram. But here is the bathroom. It's not 5-star by any means. You do have to trek a little bit to the room from the hotel, from the lobby, I mean. But yeah, it's such a unique stay here, and I just really, really had a good time. And here's Noti Nuris. They are decades old. They're very, very old grill pork joint. So it is known for their pork ribs, as you can see here. We've been coming here for over 20 years. So yeah, they're very, very good. And then of course I had my Korean craving and I ended up in a random restaurant for some Korean bibimbap. This is the breakfast scene at the villa. Look at that. So this is what you wake up to every morning, and it's kind of smoggy and foggy outside, and it sounds really amazing with the nature. Oh, I can never forget that. So this is what Ubud looks like. Ubud is not as vibrant as Canggu. They have not recovered as quickly from COVID as Canggu and Seminyak has, but I think it's on the way there. But I really like that Ubud is a cultural center of Bali where they retain a lot of the traditional values and craftsmanships here. That is something that Seminyak and Canggu has completely wiped off. Next, we have a Babi Guling joint here. I actually found this on Google Map. I was walking on the way to an event and I found that they have a really, really high star rating. And when I came here, I noticed that the prices are very, very low, very cheap, and you have to sit elbow to elbow with locals. There are literally only one other international visitor here, but it's very delicious, and they do have a lot of side dishes to go with it. Now, this is Taman Dadari, where actually it's my destination. This is one of the reasons why I came to Bali, to Ubud. Look at this. This is such a beautiful entrance. This is sculpted. Look at that. So there is a plant event happening here where I covered it. I'm going to link that video up above so you can click on that in case you want to see it on my plant channel. But this space actually hosted the event, and look at how beautifully decked out it is in plants, and the structure is beautiful. A lot of really, really nice, really, really tall, like 20-30 meter statues, and this view. And the huts you see below, those are probably the villas, because they do have some villas here, so you could stay at this hotel slash restaurant slash event space. And these are gigantic. Look at this statue. Someone actually built it. It's meticulously sculpted. This is really insane. And I'm back at this Korean place because I really have a strong Korean craving. And this is the final morning of my stay at Paras Villa, and this time it's a lot smoggier. There's a lot of morning fog. The sun is hitting it just right, and the animals were chirping. Oh, it's such a beautiful and unforgettable moment. I do recommend this villa. This is actually 5-star view, although I'm paying maybe a 3 or 4-star hotel price for this. It's very, very good value. They do come with breakfast. Ooh, and I was working on this desk the night before. I was editing videos, and it's so nice to be working from here. Look at how simple but amazing this breakfast is. And the view again is just $1 million. Here is the Seniman Coffee Studio. I ended up editing some videos here for about 2 hours while I was waiting for my room to be ready because I moved to a new villa in Ubud. This is more in the city center, and this is Jalan Gautama, which is my favorite road on Ubud. This is also one of the reasons why I come to Ubud every time. They're always renovating, new stores are opening, but they're usually small, so they're very, very preciously designed, meticulously designed. A lot of F&B here, souvenirs, and there's no locals here. You only see foreigners in this street because, I don't know, it just attracts that kind of international vibe here. It's amazing. Here is a ramen place. They do have a very thick broth if you're into that. Next up, we have the traditional kecak dance. They do have many themes and storylines, and I just found out from a friend that this is actually a Rama Shinta. I don't know why I say that with an rrr, but yeah, it's the one of the more popular storyline about a princess being kidnapped by a god, and someone had to rescue her using a monkey friend. It's really, really trippy, the story, and the beautiful dance are really, really beautiful. And the cha-cha-cha-cha, that tribal sound that they make, it's really beautiful. These people are actually in a trance-like state, and it's just very, very intense emotionally, and it's also very artistic and very creative. You can tell that this is the Balinese culture and heritage at its best. Here's a night scene at Ubud. It's pretty crowded at night sometimes. And then this morning I went to Suka Espresso. They have really, really good coffee and breakfast. And then there's actually a restaurant that a friend recommended called Seeds Eatery. Is nearby to that cafe. I did not get the table here because they are very, very packed all the time, but it's a very, very good Thai place. And this is the villa that I'm staying at. This is actually my fourth or fifth time staying at this villa in Ubud. They're actually very affordable. I think it's around, I don't know, 20, 30 US dollars per night. And it's clean, but it's probably like a 2-star hotel. And here's the little talks. Two of my friends actually recommended this place, and I was like, what is this? So I was roaming, trying to find it. It's actually a little bit difficult to find on the map. And then I found that it looks deserted and closed. But if you look on the left from that stairs before, if you go up further, you will notice that they have a full-fledged restaurant slash cafe and probably a bar. And this is what I'm talking about. So you do have to find your way up here. And look at this. You're rewarded with this beautiful setup here that is a cafe. And I managed to work from this table right here, this ledge that overlooks a temple down below. Oh my gosh, look at that. Imagine working here every day. This is amazing. And I was visiting a friend, Mia, and this is actually a bathhouse, or maybe it was kind of abandoned, on a little hike. And we passed by some rice paddies as well. It's actually a very, very nice walk here in Ubud. Really love hiking in Ubud. It has a lot of really, really cool spots. And here's a hidden gem called Park U in Ubud. They actually built a whole new city here that's residential, hotels, restaurants. I believe they're also trying to build a mall outside. Access is very, very secret. Like, you have to actually find it. And if you ask me, there's Russian oligarch written all over this place. But yeah, it's really, really interesting here. There are a lot of Russians living in Bali or visiting Bali before the war. I hope that everyone's doing fine. Of course, I'm not against all Russians. I hope that everything resolves itself peacefully at some point. And look at this narrow road. This car is passing through this super tight road. But this is probably where I bid you farewell, because I think I'm reaching the end of the episode. So thank you so much for coming with me, and I do hope that you subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.